Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to all my lovely regular viewers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today's tutorial is another spring kind of summer tutorial, and I'm going to be sculpting out again with not polished nude panther. So I've already done my little finger because it's really crooked with arthritis, so it's so awkward when I try to do it on camera. So I went ahead, I've prepped all my nails and I've applied my nail forms. I will show the thumb being the thumb with the nail form being put on, just so you can see how I do it. And of course I'm using my new size 16 brush. Also, as you can see, I'm doing my non-dominant hand, so it may look a little bit weird how I hold my brush and hold my hand. Oh my goodness, I hate doing my non-dominant hand, especially whenever I'm filming it. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm doing my non-dominant hand, it takes forever. Like, seriously, it takes ages to do. So the shape that I'm sculpting now is a very tapered coffin nail shape. So I have actually done my nail forms in as if I was going to do a stiletto nail, and then at the very end I'll straighten it off and not make it into the point of the stiletto, and that way it gives me a really narrow coffin nail. You know, as much as I love the new Glitterbell's Extreme Coffin tips and also their extreme length tips, there's nothing like sculpting the nails out, because you get a perfect fit for that individual's nails, and you just get an all-round better shape and a better finish. You can actually sculpt the shape out to whatever you want, where when you're working with tips, you're only reliant then on what shape the tips are and the length, etc. So yeah, I'm a big fan of sculpting out nails. So onto the middle finger now, and this is what I call my contact bead. So this is where the acrylic comes into contact with the client's own nail and the nail form. So this bead's really important, and you need to make sure that you have your nail form right up underneath that free edge, so there's none of the acrylic is going to seep out underneath, and it can just lead to like a ball of acrylic. So this is probably, I think, when you're sculpting nails, the most important bead that you'll lay down. Whenever I'm sculpting nails out, I always try and get the length and the shape first. So that's the first thing that I will do whenever I'm sculpting out a nail. So once I have all that done and I'm happy with it, then I'll go in and start to place my cuticle beads and my apex beads. For me, I find it easier to work this way. My next bead of acrylic will go towards the cuticle area, so I lay it down just before my cuticles, and I will pat and push it into place around the side walls and the cuticle area, and then I'll brush it forward to blend in with the rest of that acrylic. So after that, I will go in and do another apex bead, because these nails are quite long. I do need to have quite a high apex compared to if it was just shorter nails. Oh my goodness, guys, bear with me. This is, oh my goodness, I'm doing it with my left hand, and I just, oh, so hard to even watch this. So I do my clean up before the acrylic has started to mattify, which means that it's starting the curing process. And I do try and do as much work with my brush as I can. That way it's going to cut down on the filing time whenever I go into file and shape the nails. So onto the pointer finger, and again I've went in with my contact bead and then I've made up the length just as I go along. Just out of curiosity, there has to be a certain nail that we all love or hate to do, especially when we're doing our own nails, especially our non-dominant hand. And mine would be, apart from my little finger, because there's nothing I can do about that, but the other one that I hate doing is the ring finger on my non-dominant hand, because it's just, I have to contort my hand in a certain way, and I just find it really, really awkward. But on the other hand, whenever I'm doing my dominant hand, I love doing the ring finger. And my ring fingers, they've got like a natural nice C curve on them, so I absolutely love sculpting them out. Okay, so that's the acrylic on all the 4 fingers. So I am going to remove all the nail forms, and I will file and shape these nails before I move on to the thumbnail. As usual, I'm going to be using my Glitterbels metal board file to get those super straight edges on. I've got a 180 grit refill on, so I always start at the side walls and make sure they're nice and straight. Then I go to my lower arch, which you can see that I'm doing now, and you want to make sure that's coming out nice and straight and in line with the natural nail. Once I've done all that, I straighten up the free edge or do whatever shape I'm going to be doing. If I'm doing a stiletto nail, I probably leave them to the shaping to the very, very end. But because this is a coffin nail, I went to the free edge and made sure that's nice and straight and the shape that I wanted. So now I've swapped over to just a normal board file, and I find sometimes that the metal board file is a little bit too rigid whenever I'm filing over the rest of the nail. You kind of need that flexibility. So once I'm happy with the shape of the nails, I will go in with a buffer and just make sure that they're nice and smooth and that there's no obvious lumps and bumps. Oh guys, I'm so sorry. I must not have hit record when I was doing my thumb. I did go back and see if I maybe just hadn't popped that video into my iMovie, but no, I must have not recorded it. So I have buffed filed and shaped all the nails, I give them a quick wipe over with some alcohol just to remove any of the dust and debris, and now I'm going on to my nail art. So I'm using a range of glitter bells, gel polishes and halo gel polish, as well as some of the canny paints as well. So I'm going to be doing the ombre nails first. So I'm starting off with mint choc chip on the thumb area, and then I'll just go down the colours that I'm using as I go along. To do the ombre, I'm using my Glitter Bells ombre brush, and I'm just starting at the first colour that I laid on, and I'm just going to very gently brush all the colours down towards the free edge, and that should give us a really nice ombre blend. In with the second coat, and I'm just doing exactly the same, and I'm going to be doing the thumb, the pointer finger and the little finger all ombre. So I'm going to let you watch the ombre being done, and I'll come back when I move on to the other nails. So on all the ombre nails, I put on a glitter. So I've used Glitterbell's loose glitter in Fairy Dust, which is a fine loose glitter. So I just flash cured the gel polish just for between 5 and 10 seconds, just so that tacky layer was still there and that none of it was going to smudge by, you know, if I hit my nails by accident when I was sprinkling it on, because I am normally really, really accident prone. But yes, so once I put the glitter on, I did go in then and give them a full cure. So moving on to the ring finger, and this is Mint Chalk Chip, which is one of my favourite gel polishes from Glitterbell's. The only thing is sometimes I think it needs more than 2 coats. So really to get a good coverage with this one, you kind of need about 3 coats. So to get it really, really close up around the cuticle area, I'm just going in with a fine detailer brush, and that will get me as close to the cuticle as I can get. So this is coat number 3, so I think you can see that kind of now the streaks have gone from it. So definitely Mint Chalk Chip, while it's a gorgeous colour, it does take more than 2 coats to get it nice and solid. So moving on now to the middle finger, and this is You're Beautiful from Glitterbell's. I absolutely love this colour. It is so pretty. So again, on the middle finger, it's just another full coverage of this colour. So with the You're Beautiful, it only takes 2 coats. It covers really, really well. And again, I'm using my detailer brush just to get as close to the cuticles as possible. So I did go ahead and I applied the second coat of the You're Beautiful off camera just to keep the length of the video down, and now I'm going in with the top coat just to seal all that glitter in and just to put a seal over the 2 full coverage nails so that I can go ahead and do my nail art. So I'm not doing matte for a change, whoa. Yeah, I'm just going to do gloss. I think these nails are so much nicer finished in the gloss. So for some strange reason, I thought, oh, let's do really, really fine lines with my non-dominant hand, which probably wasn't a really, really good idea. Even though I love my striper brushes, it's just, oh my goodness. And I do get so frustrated that I turn the camera off because I'm literally, oh, I'm starting just to bubble. So I'm on about attempt 3 or 4, is it? These lines. So yes, it's at this point now where I turn the camera off and I come back when I've nearly this nail finished. But all I've been doing on this nail is those lines. So you haven't really missed much. It's literally just me doing lines. So after a few big deep breaths, I decided to put the camera back on whenever I was doing the last 2 lines. So I did cure them all in between and applied that little loose glitter over them as I went along, because I just thought if I didn't cure these and I smudged these lines, I think I'd be ready for the hills. So yes, in my confusion and my frustration over my lines on my ring finger or my middle finger, I forgot to hit record whenever I was doing my first flower. So this is the second flower I'm doing on my ring finger, and whenever I'd finished this nail and I had looked at it, I just thought, no, it doesn't go at all. So I'm going to show you me doing this flower and finishing off the rest of the nails, and then you can see what I did at the end. Just to finish off that ring finger, I'm going in and I'm just going to add some of the AB rhinestones just around those little flowers that I've done. So here I go. The more I looked at it, I just thought that that really deep pink flower just completely looked out of place. So I'm using some old cuticle nippers here, and I'm just going to nip it away, but it wasn't really working. So I bring in my file with my e-file with my 5-in-1 fine e-file bit, and I'm just going to remove that flower and just replace it with the same colour that I did the first one. So I do video that flower being done as well, so you'll be able to see how I do my flowers. The colour I've used to do the little flowers is Magenta Violet. It's one of the Glitter Bells coloured acrylics, and I think it is a really good match for the You're Beautiful, so I'm glad I picked that one. So when I'm doing my flowers, I pick up a really wet bead and I place it on the nail. Then I'll drain out as much of the liquid as I can from my brush, and using the belly of my brush I will push and pat that little acrylic bead to make the shape of a petal. I think changing that flower to the Magenta Violet just made all the difference. So I did go in and place some more opal rhinestones as well on the pointer finger and the little finger. And here is the finished set. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. And I will be back on Friday with another video. So take care. See you soon. Bye.